Yo, Wise Weirdo back with another video. And as you can see, we got something a little different. I'm pulling out the ISIS cards first. We'll hit those, we'll read that real quick. And then we'll go into the tarot. This YouTube video is about what's cracking in the month of April. And we'll see how that goes for any, many, money, mo. If you feel like you got one pile or multiple piles that call to you, go ahead. Go ahead and pick them. Don't be scared. Watch the whole video if you want to. I don't care. I would appreciate it. Like, subscribe if you feel like it. And don't be shy. If you want an extended reading, hit me up. I'm cold with it. Like Jim Jones with it. I don't even. Let me stop. But yeah, go ahead, pick the pile, and get back to me. Yo, what's good, pile one? Your oracle card says the brother, or is the brother of darkness, the brother in darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. And doesn't matter if you're a dude or a woman, everybody has a polarizing effect of masculine and feminine energy that runs through their veins. But nonetheless, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Whenever negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeper or deeply into our feminine divine power. The brother in the darkness indicates that there is a negative energy either within or outside of you, but directed towards you, that is providing you a spiritual test. Beloved initiate, you shall overcome this energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. There's a test that you are currently moving through because you are ready to progress more deeply into wisdom, light, acceptance, and inner peace. The test is in the guise of a negative energy source, either within or apparently outside of you. In the truth, we all are one, and the world is our mirror for whatever healing task lies within. Even though sometimes the source of difficulties appears to be external, rather than an opportunity for us to gain mastery with our own response through inner healing. Guidance comes to you in this oracle now to become more conscious of negative energies within or directed towards you, either without being fearful. There's no need for fear. There's just more, it just needs for more conscious, loving response. So, that being said, from the period of March going into April, you have traversed a lot and through a lot for your stability and happiness. And your stability and happiness was, it was impeded. There was something in the area that was making travel going forward a little bit more difficult. And you keep looking over your back just so that your abundance won't be trifled with. And you're putting an enemy to rest. You're putting those difficulties to rest. You're not allowing said difficulties to be able to hinder you moving forward now. Instead, you're leaving what's in the past alone, the things that were a detriment to you and your happiness, and you're happily moving forward. You have the King and Queen of Pentacles. So that's harmony of stability and happiness. Not only that, you have the Ace of Pentacles as well, which is the start. So after you laid down to rest, and it's something that deals with your emotions and your stability. Your emotional happiness is affected by your stability, and it was being trifled and messed with. What was messing with? What was the Five of Rods? What was? Really? One more card, please. You not knowing about how to go amongst your happiness. You knowing, actually. You knowing or not knowing your happiness. Well, Your Two of Swords means that you're indecisive about a thought, but it's came in reverse, which means that you know exactly what thought could provide your happiness, and so for you to lay it and put it to rest, you'd have to provide said action to put to rest whatever that was draining you. And for you to move forward, you would have to move with the bumps and grooves and make proper adjustments for your happiness. And you're realizing that for you to be able to present a much more stable manner, you would have to go towards the thing that you were fighting against, something that you didn't give the time and day. You just kept your head over it. You kept pushing forward whatever you essentially you were running over, basically something that you wanted to bring happiness, but you just didn't give it an ounce of thought. So for you to be able to be essentially happy, you have to go towards what really made you feel good, what attracts you, but you have to do it in a disciplined manner. You can't go about it in an unorganized fashion. You have to be abundant with your love and giving with your love, so that therefore, oh wait, it's the Emperor and the Empress. So again, it comes to the idea of proper balance and happiness, like proper balance, the proper masculine and proper feminine, and being open, not closing yourself off, not restricting yourself, understanding the balances. There's a checks and balances in this bitch. You feel me? Like, you have to be a lot more accepting of what's in front of you and what's around you. What is it that they have to balance out besides the masculine and the feminine? In the month of April, what is it that they have to balance out? What is it that they have to balance out? What is it that my group one has to balance out? Instead of being so closed off and to thyself, open up more. It is about essentially opening up more. Once you open up more, a lot more of the stability and the happiness that you are craving will be provided to you. But if you're recluse, my mama said closed mouths don't get fed. So if you looking a little anorexic, it's basically your fault. Granted, we all have our trials and tribulations. What's this? Emperor and Empress. What's Oh well, it's the Emperor and Empress with the Two of Cups. What does that represent? Emperor and Empress and the Two of Cups. Coming up with a truce, coming up with a stalemate, and understanding that your passion, your energy, your essence towards the situation can be harmonized and stability and create that stability that you were craving, but it all depends on how you would like to move in the month of April. So it solely depends on thy individual, on coming up, what's this, the individual that goes forward and, like Isis said, dealing with the challenges that are in front of you and not letting them being seen as challenges but just another achievement for you to move past. What is this two, or what is this, the Priestess? Give me more emphasis on the Priestess and Empress, please and thank you. That's crazy. So the emperor again, leaving back your stubborn ways and going forward with gifts, working on communicating, working past your dry area, your dry spells. You feel me? Give me more. And stop holding yourself captive and being on the lookout, hoping that said um, problem or lack of stability is just going to so happenly fall upon you, and it won't be able to happen if you're not moving, if you're just only on the lookout. Let me get 3 more cards and finish this up. Let me get one from this one. Let me get one from this one. Just one, baby. I just need one. Well, you gave me 3. Can I just please get one? I just need one, Jesus. Thank you. And then one more for the, there we go. Magnificent. You have to move forward. You have to stop looking at the dark days. You have to understand that your true balance is there and your happiness can be there only if you look past the negative things that have been conquering your mental, the things that have been draining you and taking away from your happiness. It's here for you. You just have to move forward within the month of April. I don't know why the wise weird. Oh, that's me. The wise fool did this to me, but he gave y'all 4 cards. Surprise! In 1334, it's some Austrian dude, was besieged by the Dutch of Tyrol. As the months passed, the defenders became desperate. Their last food was an ox. The Duchess' situation also was severe. Her troops had been unruly, and she had urgent matters elsewhere. At this point, the castle's commander had an idea that must have seemed utterly folly to his men. He had an ox slaughtered and thrown over the wall in front of the enemy. The Duchess interpreted this scornful message to mean that the defenders had so much food they could waste it. At this, the discouraged Duchess quit her siege because the commander did the opposite of what the Duchess expected. He made her think the siege was not working. What surprising tactics can help you reach your objective? Don't be fooled. Many of us receive a first response or first exposure to deception in fairy tales, such as the big bad wolf disguising himself as Granny in the Little Red Riding Hood, or evil witch luring Hansel and Gretel into her house with a false promise. The wise fool says this awareness is useful because deception is omnipresent, part of our life. Animals camouflage themselves for protection against predators, and the predator disguises their intentions in order to trap their prey. In war, commanders feign weakness to lure enemies into battle, or fake strength to prevent an enemy attack. In politics, courtships, politicians and lovers hide characters' flaws. In sports, teams disguise plays to confuse the opponents. In riddles, puzzles delude would-be solvers into making false assumptions. Has someone disguised their intentions, their real intentions, from you? A change of perspective. Most human interactions are open to a variety of interpretations. Thank you. All depending on the perception of the people involved. The wonderful treatment of this is Rashomon, Akira Kawaza, classic psychological thriller set in medieval Japan. The story focuses on an investigation of an apparent murder of a samurai who had been traveling in the forest. Viewers are provided four divergent accounts of the incident from the characters involved: the bandit, the samurai's wife, the dead samurai, and the woodcutter. Each witness had a different interpretation of the truth. What emerges is how contrary and self serving each of their visions are. In the end, we're not sure whether the samurai's death was an accident, a murder, or a suicide, or a dueling to the fatality. Only by looking at the situation from multiple points of views do we begin to understand what occurred. How can your situation be explained? And spot the elephant. The proverbial spot the elephant in the room. You're familiar with this beast, the obvious problem or controversial issue that people are avoiding talking about because it's uncomfortable to do so. For example, many families have difficulties resolving a difficult situation because they found it unpleasant to bring it up. The elephant of saying a member's alcohol, drugs, or gambling addiction. Discussing this subject can be painful, but since the elephant is usually the root cause of the problem, the family is facing no progress can be made until it is addressed. Organizations also have their share of elephants. Meetings can be unproductive if participants feel uncomfortable discussing a leader's suffocating egotism or colleagues' hidden agenda. The wise fool's candor is invulnerable in these situations. What elephant can you spot out? So, how can you be more open to your situation? How can you perceive your situation differently? Is there some situation that is causing you to be deceived? And how can you surprise yourself with doing something just randomly, out of the blue? Didn't say impulsively, I said randomly. Also, at the very end, what negative entities, or we'll just call them entities because they can be inside or out. What negative, what the word I'm looking for? What the word? Anything negative, a negative situation. How can you move past it? How can you move deeper into your strength and going past something that's fearful? So ponder on those real quick. Thank you very much, Pile 1. Enjoy. Group 2. What's good with you? Your Oracle, or Isis Oracle card is Talisman of Potency, charging sacred object of power. Sacred tools and objects can become an extension of your energy field. Focusing your power and intention helps you heal the split between spirit and matter, and learning to be physical matter more deeply into light and life. You are encouraged to work with sacred material in a conscious way to help you with your own healing and enjoyment of the material world as a part of your spiritual practice. Your love for the physical world of matter is a gift to the earth too. You are guided to cleanse and charge sacred objects to empower your energy field and accomplish your spiritual mission now. These objects might be a wand, a chalice, a sword, a bowl, or even a special tile with an image that you love. A statue, cloth with a beautiful design, a natural crystal, or a black mirror, or a rock, shell, or feather you found waiting whilst you were out in nature one day. If you find a gift in nature, it is wise to ask Spirit of the Earth if the item in question is intended for your healing work, and if your healing work. And if you feel it is, then of course, receive it with gratitude. If not, bless it and move on. The Oracle is seeking to draw your awareness to your special abilities to work with material objects as an awakened spiritual light within them. The material world is filled with light and love, and our love attention can help awaken the light from within form. In the same way that someone seeing the best in you, knowing what you're truly capable of, can help you reach your dreams and become the self that self more fully. So too can holding an awareness that just like our bodies, the material world holds its own light and benefit from love, attention, and care. This is the loving art of integrating spirit into matter and the part of your spiritual potency and healing gift, to be able to love the physical world as an element of your spiritual journey. With that being said, there are two devils on your shoulder. Like, there's two bad consciences. You know how, like, in a TV show, you get like an angel on the right shoulder and a devil on the left? You got two devils on your left and your right. And that was what was a big hindrance for you in the month of March. And so, with those things hindering you and like impeding in your way to gain, I would guess, your happiness, because what I'm seeing is this is more so about your happiness and your thoughts with yourself. You've allowed it to restrict your gain, and you have to put an end to it. You didn't see what the natural beauty of the item or whatever attachment you were trying to gain. Attachment, item, person, whatever you were trying to gain, where you were attempting to gain, it was impeded by the thoughts and the words. What was this devil saying? What were these two devils saying to you? What were they saying? What were these two devils saying to you? That whatever project you were going to attempt to work on was not going to work. It was going to be a hindrance, and you would just be going down a path that would not even give you an ounce of satisfaction. It is something that would be more detrimental for you to even attempt to start said project. So you just kept walking with your head down. You didn't necessarily have your head high. And they kept cheering you on. These certain said devils, these attachments to you, kept cheering on the negativity of the situation. So you decided, even though it's a far journey, I'll cut off, I'll remake, I'll revamp for your happiness, for your genuine happiness. While revamping, there's gonna be some shit. Let me tell you. And even though there's gonna be some shit, don't mean that it's not gonna be a good time. Because I like this reference. A volcano erupts and burns and destroys everything around it just so you can get some good ass fertile soil. Or you got mold. Mold is something that's killing something that was once alive, but now the mold is coming over. Now, mold isn't the greatest example, but with some funguses and mold, you get mushrooms, and some motherfuckers like mushrooms. And not just magic mushrooms, you know, some people like a motherfucking, what is it? A portobello mushroom. Hey, portobello mushrooms kind of smack. I'm not gonna lie. But this said destruction will bring you things that you would need to work on, things that have been presented to you to work on. Your happiness that you really would like would flow and flourish as soon as you plant that seed of growing forward and going past. Your happiness is there. Your happiness is really there. What is this tower moment that said person will go through? What is this tower moment? That's crazy. You got the Ace of Swords in reverse twice. But instead of putting it down, you're holding up your idea. As soon as you hold up your idea and put it into action, what is this said idea? What is said idea that they want to put into action? Moving forward in communication and work. Moving forward because he's got the sword and he's holding it up. Your happiness. Damn, that's wild. So we got the Nine of Cups twice. Your happiness is genuinely impeded by those two devils that were on your shoulder, that was in your ear. As soon as you push out your idea, your love and inspiration for this project, you will find your happiness. there's a lot of creation, there's a lot of thought and communication. So it's about you being open to communication, you communicating and not being scared to. You feel me? What's this Three of Pentacles and the Ace? So like you have three swords here. Like dead ass, you have all three swords here, which is kind of crazy because wait, is the blade a sword? Because I could have sworn that was. It's alright. We're gonna say it's a sword. It's a sword. Creation. You are impeding your creativity, your blessings. What's this Knight of Swords? What is this Knight of Swords doing here? Essentially, you're picking up your sword to cut off all those loose ends so that it doesn't fucking matter. It's for your happiness. You're cutting off those that don't provide you happiness. Those who stifle it, you're cutting them off. For your own peace, your own happiness. And what is the Hermit? Being more flexible. Being more flexible, not only to yourself, but your mind. Like, be more flexible with yourself. Don't get caught up in the thoughts that would hold you down. Don't get caught up in a possible sorrow. You've created that sorrow. But while you created that sorrow, you can create your happiness. What does the Moon card represent, please? What's the Moon card represent? Do not put yourself in a position where you will feel defeated. With that being said, go forward and do not restrict yourself, but do not put yourself in a position where it feels impeded or where you feel as if you're done with your surroundings, I would say. Opening up and willingly going through a difficult time so you don't have to weigh out the pros and cons. And stop looking for so many damn options. You know the specific one you want. And it feels like if you put yourself in that air, that negativity or that harshness, you'll just be left balancing and attempting to balance and figuring out which one's more worthy for you. What's this Five of Pentacles and Two of Pentacles? Please and thank you. Making the decision on your own. Having your rebirth and not being stuck to what people would just call you. Like being more open, being not as restricted. Fly free, be free. You feel me? Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in the waves of everybody else. Move for you. And those who aren't for your happiness are for your detriment. You feel me? All right, group dos. Group de. Rearrange its parts. The wise fool knows that rearranging is one of the nature's prime methods of creation. The shuffling of the DNA genetic deck through sex produce new life forms. The moving tectonic plates of the Earth's crust form new land masses and surface features. Similarly, rearranging your resources can create new possibilities in business. A manager might recognize personal to take advantage of charging or changing market conditions. In sports, a coach might juggle his lineup to improve a team's performance. In warfare, not welfare. In warfare, a military leader might develop troops in an unorthodox manner to outmaneuver an enemy. And decorating a designer might rearrange the content of the room to give it more warmth. Try putting your ending in the middle, the center to the top, the left to the right, or the inside to the on the outside. How can you rearrange things, and where else can you put its beginning? Be aware of more. Let's say that you have a recipe for strawberry shortcake that serves 4 people. One day you invite 7 friends over to eat this dessert. To make it, you simply double the recipe's portions. Another time, double the recipe's portions. Another time, you make it only for yourself and a friend. You have the portions. Now you invite 50,000 people over for strawberry shortcake. At this point, the biggest challenge confronting you have nothing to do with the recipe, buying strawberries on the commodity market, commodities market, making deals with the teamster to deliver every cream or enough cream, traffic coordination, and a large-scale renting of chairs and tables. The wise fool cautions the same thing can occur when the situation becomes larger. Issues come up that weren't even imagined in this original play. What problems might more create for you in your current situation? So don't add more to your plate if you can't keep chewing. Where can you rearrange things? How can you alter and edit your perception? And what can you bring into your life? What item, thought process, what intentional item? Yeah, it's just an item. It's an item. What makes you feel safe? You got a lucky rabbit foot or some shit like that? Like, do you got your favorite shoes, your favorite underwear? I know it's weird, but I know niggas with favorite underwear. Like wrestlers have favorite singlets, and that's shit they like underwear, but here nor there. What provides you a sense of happiness and security? Figure that out. Move forward. Don't let these devils keep you down. You feel me? Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Fight off your back. No, I'm just kidding. Appreciate you. All love, Pile 2. Pile 3 was good with ye. How you feeling? How you feeling? How you living? So, your Isis Oracle card is the High Priestess. Mysteries revealed in the eyes of Isis. Beloved, Isis gaze upon you now, and behind her vast eyes, mysteries are unveiled. A new clarity around your direction is unfolding. Be willing to wait for the full reveal, but also recognize what is happening at this time. You'll be gaining valuable insight into where you want to be led, and for what purpose. It is an exciting moment in your unfoldment. Have reverence, and upon open your heart and mind, and wait patiently for the grand revelation that is on its way. Currently, you are being offered assistance in unveiling your divine destiny. You will be shown your purpose in a broader and more meaningful way than ever before. You can expect to have many aha moments where your life experiences and journeys suddenly make sense from a much bigger perspective, helping you understand how everything that you have gone through has brought you where you are today, which in turn helps you trust even more where you're being led. You're guided to trust in the reveal, whether it seems preposterously magnificent, and you have no idea how it's possibly able all happen, or whether it seems not nearly grand enough as yet. In time, with your patience and willingness to trust the unfoldment of your life, you will realize that the inherent beauty, perfection, and sublime lovingness of your life unfolding, and that your purpose and destiny are truly exquisite. You will feel even more joy and peace and trust within you, growing in the serenity of High Priestess who accepts all with wisdom, born of the great insight and understanding. Rather than being passive, she actively surrenders and absolute trust in the higher wisdom. Y'all been sitting down and pondering on so many different opportunities that are open to you. And you're sitting there and you're really, really taking your time observing which opportunity is the best for your fulfillment. And with this pondering came with the insight of maturity and how you're going to balance it. What is this Hangman and Temperance? What opportunities have you been pondering? What opportunities have Group 3 has? What opportunities has Group 3 been pondering? Moving past and really nurturing your dry spell, a moment where you felt wounded but you had to keep crawling, a ending of a negative cycle. The ending of a negative cycle that you've possibly put yourself in, more than likely have put yourself in. And you felt trapped. You genuinely felt trapped in this moment. And it was a cold time where you felt as if you needed and had everything. But all in all, that's just your limiter speaking. Everybody has a specific limiter in their head that either says they're not good enough, this, that, and the third. Something degrading to your true essence of life. And with that newfound maturity, you're moving past said... I'm sorry, the squirrel's right next to my window. You're moving past said instances where you said, oh, it's me, just me, and all me. For you seen what dark, gloomy days lied ahead of you if you allowed yourself to stay still. If you allowed yourself to only just keep pondering and pondering and pondering. What's this 5 of Cups? Yo. The lack of nurturing. What is lacking? What nurturing is lacking? You feel as if as the time moves forward, you're not really gaining anything. Your stability that you hold to yourself is low-key an imprisonment to yourself. And that's being all changed. That's all being changed from a moment of where you present your growth, where you give, where you are more willing to give than just willing to just receive. Because when you're sitting down and only thinking, you're only looking for a sense of being and receiving something. What is this Tower card? What is this? Oh, you're breaking out of your imprisonment. You're stable. You're materialistically stable, but your foundation is being shaken up and changed. What is this Tower moment that? What is this Tower moment? Give me one more. Thank you. Yeah, stop it. for a love gesture. No, I'm just kidding. It might be a love gesture. It might be an essence where you're moving more into yourself. You're moving more into your strengths. You're moving emotionally sound into the areas that call for. What is this Nine of Pentacles? For there is a chance to recoup recoup opportunities, to gain opportunities, only if you move forward with that mature aspect that you've obtained from sitting down for so long. Yeah. Damn. Ha. The Tower popped out twice. There will be a moment where everything is shaken the fuck up in your life. But that's when, damn nigga, and the Six of Swords. So going forward, mentally and energetically, going forward, and not being, and destroying that mindset of, that fucked up mindset that you are carrying. For you to be able to gain this for you to be able to gain what was the most attractive to you. You feel me? What was the most attractive thing to you at that moment in time? And whatever came into your life, you will gain that sense. You will gain that happiness, that clarity. Like Isis said, having patience, you will have those aha moments and those clarity, those moments of real clarity. What is the Chief of Pipes? Pipe himself. Oh shit. Let me see. Chief of Pipes. The Chief of Pipes. What is this? Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. What is this? Please and thank you. Thank you and please. Pleasy. LOLs. Working towards harmony. You get the Chief of Pipes and the Maiden of Pipes, and those two go hand in hand. You feel me? Being okay with expression, instead of being stuck. Work on being more expressive. Work on being more okay. Work on being more fiery. Do not let your energy, per se, don't let that die out. Because just as if you're looking at the work that can be done. And you're looking at, it's almost finished, but I have to work a little bit more. And rejecting the idea of, and moving past the idea of non-nurturing, like not nurturing, you feel me? Working past the idea of, oh, it's pointless. Yes, nurturing. Moving forward. Always moving forward. Consistent change is perfection. No matter how you look at the change, perfection is not always supposed to have a good connotation. It's a word that is always used around good connotations. For example, there's a nigga in a cave right now perfecting his craft to motherfucking blow up the world with some witchcraft or some shit like that. Like, it's not great, but it's a thing, you feel me? Nurture, be more giving, be more healing, not to the outside world, but more towards yourself. Be more healing towards the things that have drawn you down a path of negativity and sadness, because you're still moving. You won't stop moving. There's always movement, even when you're stuck, because there's movement in your brain. How fuck am I getting out of here? There's movement. There's no movement in the body, but there's still movement somewhere. You feel me? It's this Chariot card. Hey. It's this Chariot card. What is this Chariot card? Change. Yeah, no. Okay, shit. LOL and another Chariot card. Moving forward, being sound, being emotionally sound, being happy, being copacetic. We're gonna use that word. Being copacetic with moving forward. So don't be stuck. Always keep moving forward. April will be a great month for you. Develop thick skin. The wise fool knows that new ideas can be threatening and often provoke a negative reaction. When Hungarian physician, not saying that nigga's name, sorry, no disrespect, he proposed that doctors could reduce patients' infections by washing them with chlorinated lime water. He was reviled by his colleagues who resented his implications. They were walking around with death on their hands. When Johannes Kepler corrected the solution, the orbital problem of the planets by using eclipse instead of the circles, he was denounced by astronomers. All right, Igor. Igor first presented the rite of spring ballet with its unusual harmonies and primitive rhythms. He was met with rioting audience. Be prepared for such a reaction. Do not let it prevent you from acting. How can you deflect the negative reactions you receive? And look for a second right answer. In 54.6 BC, Corius, the last ruler of the Lydian Empire, consulted the Delphic oracle for an idea on how to deal with his enemy, the Persians. He received this prophecy: if you attack, a great empire will be destroyed. Corius took this as a positive sign and led his army against the Persians, fully expecting to win. Instead, he was sadly defeated, and it was his empire that was lost. He should have had a wise fool help him find other interpretations. Do not stop with the first right answer you find. Dig deeper and look for others. Indeed, seeking for many right answers is a surefire way to stimulate your imagination. As a French philosopher, Emile Chatier put it, nothing is more dangerous than an idea when it is only the only one you have. What is the second right answer in your problem? What is the sixth and what is the 10th? What answers can you find? Let me stop. What answers can you find that deepen your understanding to the situation? And how can you deal with said reactions of certain situations that are in your life? What the hell did Isis say? Oh, being more patient, letting things unfold. Don't be stuck with, oh, it's not happening now. Let time come. Don't be stuck. Don't be scared. And run over these hoes. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Pile 3. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Pile 4. The GD's knocking at the door. What's good with y'all? How you feeling? How you living? How you feeling?